Hey, welcome to Willis Talk. Today I'm talking about historical distortion. Historical distortion happens over time. It happens after the minute a story happens. And much like what it says, it's a story. History is made up of facts that has made it and survived time. The distortion of history is those facts that have not survived time. There's groups of people that are dedicated in one manner or another to try to find these lost, distorted histories. But they struggle at times, and too often do they overlook clues that could be right in front of them because they try not to take in any outside source information or radical theories. Though I must dub my hat, for many years radical scientists have been making leaps and bounds in all fields. One of the first one that I ever knew about was in the dinosaurs. And he made several things which seemed to the regular dinosaur people as far-fetched and fantasy into reality as he just applied regular animal science behaviorisms of today to them of years ago. And change history. Theirs was distorted history. But you still can find lots of those kinds of books around. And other resource materials. It is up to us to try to figure out what is distortion and what is reality. And this can be extraordinarily difficult to figure out when even in recent history, Davy Crockett, Daniel Boone, Paul Bunyan, John Henry, so many of these were classified as legends. Now, some are still classified as legends, and other ones have stayed out of being legends. Because to most people back then, to do what these men and women did for our history of the United States, or others that did for the world, they seem to be wild and fantastic people. People that just could not exist. Not to them. Think about it, you. Could you, yourself, right now, do even 1/10 of what a pioneer of the day could have done? At least, if you were traveling, most pioneer families did about 20 miles a day. They had to live off the land, too, while they were traveling. Once they got where they had to build their home. They knew that a man like Davy Crockett couldn't just be a legend, especially if they already had met him. But to people back in New York City, yet also around the world, because of books that had been written about Davy Crockett's exploits, and some of the things in there a little fanciful, I mind you. But a good amount of what he did was real. But yet it could have been, and still could be, one day lost in time. Time is the greatest distorter of history, next to people winning and destroying what we have found in history, because it doesn't suit them. Heil Hitler! And do you think Hitler was probably the only one that did this? I'm quite sure throughout history there have been plenty of them, and they don't write about it. They don't spread rumors about what they did destroy. People keep searching for a lot of lost items that they have found or believe exist. Were they rumors to keep people busy? Were they actual facts? That's what I plan to talk about more on in other things. All these subjects, all these mentions are different subjects. But always keep in mind, whatever subject I'm talking about, there is always a historical distortion at play. And it is up to you to think for yourself and decide what you believe is history, distortion, or downright fantasy. That's all for Willis Talk. Later.